Shalom, shalom, shalom. How y'all doing? Is this real? Man, I hope y'all feeling better, man. Because what y'all did yesterday, y'all to be ashamed of yourself. And it's the will of the Most High, man. I'm going to show y'all why y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Now, all seriousness, though, this is a continuation, man, from the 4th of July. The truth of it all and why we shouldn't be celebrating this so-called holiday. And this is going to be part 2 of that video. So without further ado, man, I'm going to say, Ka Halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shah. That's all praise to the Heavenly Father. We do so in the name of the beloved Son who the world called Jesus Christ, ignorantly called Jesus Christ. So, I want to present something to y'all today, man, and hopefully, after I share this, man, this should make you, hate everything that we've been through as a people and continue to go through as a people, But man, really, man, a condition of a people is not gonna change until they change it themselves. We can cry to this white man, we can vote for this white man, we can do everything for this white man. He still ain't gonna change our condition. We're gonna have to do it ourselves, straight up. And this man has been lying to us really since the beginning because the Bible says he's the father of lies. So we shouldn't expect any benevolence from this guy. And I'm talking about this nation as a whole, because this nation, whether one wants to believe it or not, this is the serpent seed. This is the nation that Satan chose to plant his seed in, and to have his minions to further, to carry on further his little order of things, so on and so forth, because, the Bible say the earth was given to him, what I'm saying? So he's the God of this world. So we shouldn't expect anything from his people. We shouldn't, because he didn't already let his people know that, hey, this particular bloodline right here, you destroy at all costs. And you keep subjugated at all costs, whether you got to lie to them and all that, keep them subjugated, because you know why? Because they God is Yahweh, the creator of heaven and earth. And what we do know is that long as they sin against their God, he's not going to help them. I'm going to show you all that. So let's get to this clip I want to share with y'all. And like I said, man, hopefully it'll discourage y'all from being, patriotic in all the wrong ways. Y'all are patriotic to the point where it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? When I say patriotic, I mean being patriotic to Israel. Not the little hat boys, but the true Israelites, the so-called black, Mexican, Native American here on the western part of the earth, western hemisphere. We are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that's who we should be patriotic to. For as this system that we living under called America, say we shouldn't take on any of the ways of this nation. All of the so-called holidays they promote and done commercialized, where they're going to make their money off these days while you be out there making an ass out yourself, wrapping yourself up in American flags. You don't feel all that blood on you? Yeah, man. So, our people, man, like I said, I don't condone no holiday celebration except for the ones spoken about in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But, man, if y'all just so dense and so in love with this clown, man, and just got to take on his ways, man, at least celebrate the old watered down Juneteenth he gave. At least celebrate that. But like I said, I strongly advise you not to celebrate anything that's made of man. The Most High has the holiday that we supposed to celebrate, man, listed in the Bible. We're not talking about no Easter and all that, man. All that's paganism. We talking about real Passover. You know what I'm saying? Feast of Pentecost. You know what I'm saying? Day of Atonement. These are the days that we celebrate. So without further ado, let's get into this, y'all. Let me first share my screen. All right. All right, family. What we have right here, man, is this video I want to share with y'all. And like I say, this video is for the sole purpose to let y'all know that in 1776, we were still being treated less than animals, man. We were still being treated less than animals in 1776, as well as after 1776. So let's check it out. Let's get with it. Let me make this a little bigger so I can play it. Hopefully I can get it started. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna get it right. Here we go.
Say the words concentration camps, and most will readily surmise the topic has to do with World War II and the Nazis. But this is really different. The hard labor, gruesome deaths, and barbarism here is about the death camp in Mississippi, United States. It shouldn't be surprising that America, with all its black hatred going on for centuries, has a death camp. But what is actually surprising is we never really heard about it or read about it. It is not even talked about in a whisper, in contrast to how loudly the German death camps are being talked about. The Devil's Punch Bowl in Natchez, Mississippi, USA, was where about 20,000 freed black slaves were thrown in to starve, to suffer, and to perish. 1863 wasn't a year of singular, horrific events, but a year that encapsulated the systemic evil black Americans faced. It was already horrible enough in the North.
The lock got little advertising.
Discrimination ran rampant.
To make y'all
Segregated schools, limited job opportunities, and constant social exclusion were the hallmarks of black life. The violence was both physical and psychological. Whippings, beatings, and even lynchings were commonplace methods of control and had continued on the rise, regardless the Emancipation Proclamation, which was decreed during the Civil War. Civil War was now over. Black Americans felt betrayed yet again to have trusted that the Emancipation Proclamation decreed by Abraham Lincoln was meant to change everything. It was a
his words were smooth like butter, man, but war was in his heart. Yeah, man. We've been falling for these people's lies since the inception of this thing, man. Check it out.
Sham all along. They had become freed slaves for nothing. It was more or less the same, as they were literally denied all privileges that were due them on every front. This would compel these heartbroken black men and women to dust up and embark a mass relocation to where they had thought would be better and peaceful for them, only to meet the cruelest of fates there, mistreatments they never did face even when they were slaves. In this video, we are unmasking to you a sad history which has been so hidden that you most likely have never heard of it, one so dark that it takes you where forgiveness cannot be found. Before we continue, do kindly support our work. Hit the thumb button, share with friends and families, spread our eye-opening black narratives for people to know better and become better. Without further ado, let us delve in. Somewhere in the foothills of Mississippi, the trees grow heavy with abundant uneaten peaches. So nourishing and big these peaches look that one would wonder why the locals do not eat it. Varieties of tales have haunted the Devil's Punch Bowl in Mississippi for decades, from pirates to plane crashes. While the land itself may not be full of treasure, it is haunted by the history of mass unalivings, terror, and a past filled with hatred for Black Americans that cannot be ignored. One particularly haunting case involves the hellish treatment of Black Americans who fled to Mississippi for refuge during the Civil War of 1863.
1863, America got its independence in 1776. Y'all wasn't included in that? I think it's not, man.
The Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 freed African Americans in rebel states, and after the Civil War, the 13th Amendment manumitted all U.S. captives wherever they were. Despite these proclamations, The reality for many newly freed African Americans was far from the freedom they had hoped for. Abraham Lincoln, an American lawyer, politician, and statesman who was later elected as the 16th President of the United States in the 1860s, issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. It was a decree stating that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states should be set free.
If you notice, he said in the rebel states, which was the South. Okay, what about the states that was up north that had slaves? That's why I say, man, his words were smooth as butter. The war was in his heart.
That on the first day of January, in the year of our Lord 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free.
But a careful look into the Emancipation Proclamation would pop up some mind-blowing questions like, why did the whites suddenly want emancipation for the blacks? Weren't these the same people who despised the blacks so much? So what changed? And who were the people that stood behind the sudden reconsideration of the blacks' predicaments? Now let us dig in to find some answers to these puzzle-like questions. In 1861, 12th of April, the American Civil War had broken out. It was so intense that the Union was losing most of its population rapidly. Although the population of the Union was more than the Southern population, this didn't seem to give them an upper hand. The Northern states, also referred to as the Union states, had constituted 22 states, while the Southern states, also called the Confederacy states, were made up of just 11 states.
And now in video one, if y'all go back to part one, you know, where I'm reading, you know, from this piece, where it's talking about, you know, the Reconstruction era, right? And remember, I was saying in this video that, you know, the nation was split. You know, you had a president for the North, you had a president for the South, and these 11 states is those Southern states. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back into this here. Now notice all this stuff here that they doing under God, the freedom and democracy and establishing America, no freedom and justice for all was only for them. We were still enslaved. Let's get it.
In 1860, the entire population of the United States was 31.4 million, 3.8 million men, approximately 12% of the total population, were enrolled in the military service. 620,000 had died, that is 2% of the total population, in the war. Seeing this, President Abraham Lincoln knew that
listing your house on the market isn't the only way to sell your house. Selling to us is much faster.
Had to do something. In the same vein, with his astute vision and keen mind, he had come up with the move of acquiring more manpower. Lincoln had figured that the only productive manpower, which could have been readily available to salvage the sad end closing in on them, were the black slaves on their shores.
So now we see that this whole Emancipation Proclamation thing, it was only done for one reason, for economical reason, as well as to save the North, the Union. In other words, let them be the victors so they can implement, you know what I'm saying, their social order, their political means, and so on and so forth. That's all this was, man. This, like I said, this was never about you, never for you, and never will be for you. Just like now, they use us. We have been saving this nation, man, since we've been over here. First, we built it on our backs, and then when people starting to threaten this nation and not want to negotiate with this nation in the sake of import and export, what this nation do? Go to war. And then when they go to war, for whatever reason, they go to losing that boy who they call Israelites. They make us all these promises. You know, his words are smooth as butter, but war was in his heart. You know what I'm saying? When a person declare war on you, man, they declare war on you from many fronts. You have spiritual war, which is the highest form of warfare, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, we got psychological war. You know, we got emotional war. I'm talking, they attack us on every front. You know what I'm saying? And whenever these people is pretending to be a benevolent deed. In other words, like they got something for you. Say, man, you can rest for sure. His words are smooth as butter, wars in his heart. Let's go on.
Abraham Lincoln had enticed the entire African American slaves with emancipation in a bid to get them to fight for the Union. This was called the Emancipation Proclamation, a decree set to liberate all slaves immediately. Things had worked out as planned by Abraham Lincoln. The Emancipation Proclamation idea had successfully lured the entire black slaves and their troops to the side of the Union. These blacks had fought loyally in a 2-year civil war against the Confederacy and had defeated them for the Union. They had fought for their belief in a brighter future where nothing other than racial and economic equality is the order. But after all said and done, the nation they had fought and won a war for was still unprepared to deal with the question of full citizenship for its newly freed black population. The Reconstruction implemented by Congress, which lasted from 1866 to 1877, was aimed at reorganizing the Southern states after the Civil War, providing the means for readmitting them into the Union and defining how whites and blacks could live together in a non-slave society. The South, however, saw the Reconstruction idea as a humiliating, even vengeful, imposition and did not welcome it. The newly freed slaves were faced with an increasingly dire situation now. Many had neither education nor money, being denied both during their enslavement. They were often forced into sharecropping, renting land from their former owners and giving a portion of their crops as rent. This arrangement kept them in a cycle of grave poverty and dependence. These challenges had become overwhelming and unendurable. Starvation, segregation, beatings, whippings, killings continued on the rise.
And all this was done by design, man. All this was done by design. These people has never loved us and never will love us, man. Trust me. And they never will save us. Like my brother so eloquently say all the time, man, if a white man come up out that sky to save us, we going back in chattel slavery. Straight up. Let's go.
The Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 loomed large, forcing free blacks to live in constant fear of being recaptured and returned to a life of servitude. In this heat, about 110.
All right, we're gonna pause for now. I'm gonna go grab a couple of scripts, y'all. So let's stop sharing for a minute. As we can see, man, from the inception of it all, from 1770, because we was brought over in 1619. The Southern Kingdom Israelites was brought over in 1619 from West Africa, what was known then as Negro land. And this is where the Jews, the true Jews, Israelites, settled at. And then this not to include those who were deported there, by Spain, Portugal, and they were sent to the island of Saint Tomé, or what we know as Saint Thomas, right? And Negro land is where we reside. Matter of fact, from the sub-Saharan, really the whole continent, man. You can't deny that we didn't, settle like the kingdom of their homeland. Those about the Israelites. Don't go and listen at this Hollywood movie or this woman king like it was women that know, man. The Holy Empire was established by Israelites. Of course, by this time, well, they didn't consider themselves Israelites, or Hebrew Israelites. But you go look at their customs and their practices, you will see that this is all Hebrew, this is all Israelite. And of course, when you check the migration records, as to where they migrated, which way they went and stuff like that, you're gonna see where the people that fled Jerusalem in AD 70, fled into the mountains like Christ told them. And the mountain is what? Africa. Well, we know that there's Africa, to North Africa. They start to migrate into the interior of the Congo and towards Southern Africa, then eventually west. They was put, because remember that, well, for y'all don't know, the Hamites warred with us too. It was the Hamites who sold us. And most I will, I'm gonna bring some script up on that too. I think it's in the first video for sure. But so you know, we got to understand that we come from those people who were brought from West Africa over here and made slaves. So we can't be that. That's like, okay, that's like my son, you know, moving to California, right? Okay. And he has some children, you know what I'm saying? And his children have children. Then I pop up on the scene. I don't even know these my grandkids. And my grandkids don't even know I'm their grandfather, especially if my son then start to take on other way of this loss of knowledge of who his father is. It's the same principle. The analogy may be poor, but the principle is the same. You know, the people that ended up in West Africa on Negro land were the Hebrew Israelites, fleeing Roman persecution, eventually settled there over the decades, over the centuries, right? And then you bring the transatlantic slave trade, 1619. Where these people went is where these Israelites settled. And they got them people from right there and they brought them over here in the Western Hemisphere along the Caribbean coast from South America, Central America on up into America. And then at some point they start coming straight here, you know. So, you know, how could we not be these people? Just that fact alone show that, you know, we the Israelites, we the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same people of the Bible. So, being that we was brought here in 1619, because the Northern Kingdom was already here. The Northern Kingdom was already here. They later became known what we call Indians. You know what I'm saying? The Northern Kingdom was already here, man. So when they came and got the Southern Kingdom, you know what I'm saying, and brought them here, you know, prophecy was being fulfilled. Where it say Ephraim and Westcott will be oppressed together. So, you know, in other words, here we are, right here in this particular land, man, being oppressed together, right? So by the time 1776 had come along, the slave trade and market here in America had already been well established. And they had no intentions on you know, dismantling it, man. The only reason why they dismantled that because the South was getting ready to smoke straight up, and they needed some manpower. They were starting to lose money because they for one, a lot of their soldiers was dying, food supply, weapon supply, all that stuff there, you know, getting commandeered and lost and stuff like this. So that's why the Emancipation Proclamation was strictly and solely about economical as well as military means to establish a solid political infrastructure we know today as America. That's it. But anyway, let's go get some scripts, man. We're gonna be going to first. Let me get this shared for y'all. I want y'all to read along with me. All right. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. We're going to start verse 1. Say, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. O house of Israel. Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Heathen only means nation, man. Let me hit the asterisk star so y'all to see. Gentile, which we know this come from the word Goy, which also means nation, right? Saying, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them, right? So it goes and it talks about the customs of the heathen and all. It said the Most High tell us not to take on their ways, right? And we're going to go get some more precepts with that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be going to, wait, man, I got a bit about a mosquito on my back, boy, and it is. We're going to be going to Leviticus, man. And we're going to be in Leviticus 18. And we're going down to 24. And it says, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, you know, 4th of July, the Easters, and the, you know what I'm saying, the Memorial Day, the President Days, and all these different days and stuff like that, that these people hold sacred to themselves. Y'all have made them y'all days too, man. And that's the Most High don't play that. He say, defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. So the Most High telling us right here, you know, not to take on the ways of these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Because those other nations and their ways is contrary to the Most High and his ways, which his ways he has given to us, what we call laws, commandments, and statutes. We still there. Let's go to chapter 20 in the same book. Let's go to chapter 20 in the same book. Be in Leviticus chapter 20, and we're gonna be dropping down to 23. And it reads, and ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. That word abhorred means to hate. Talking about a strong indignant hate, man. Hate. That's what this word means, man. And the Most High say he hate them. So we can't take on the way of these things. We can't celebrate these holidays that they really forced on us to say celebrate, Israel. Straight up. Let's keep going, because there's some more. Let's stay in the same book. Let's go to 28. Let's go to Leviticus 28. I got it. Ooh, man, I almost broke my knee, man. Hit it up against my desk. Man, I gotta give me some bigger space, y'all. We're going to Leviticus 23, 26. I like it. Man, I almost bust my knee out, man. And we're gonna be going to 18. All right, the Most High tell us that we don't listen at him, man. Which he told us, commanded us not to take on the ways of other nations. So you're gonna punish us 7 times. We're gonna get back to that. I just want to put that on your mind while I bring y'all these other scripts, right? So we're in Leviticus 26. 28. We're gonna go 28. You know what? I can really make this easy just by going to my highlights. I'm tripping. It's all right here in my highlights. Told you I ain't too good with this computer stuff, y'all. I like standing on my feet in the street teaching, man. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 12 and 3 through 4. And it reads, and ye shall overthrow Salakia. I'm in the wrong highlights. Bro, I'm messing this up, y'all. Deuteronomy 12, where I'm going. Salakia. All right. And it says, verse 30, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that, they may be destroyed from before me, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. See, we want to partake in everything that this nation got going. Everything. I don't care what it is that this man do, we want to do it. And we fail to realize that this man wants to be us more than anything in this world. That's why he getting out there cooking himself in the sun, shooting himself up with all type of, pigmentation, little stuff to make his skin dark. He want to be us, and we will be him, and that's crazy because he has conquered us, man, and held us down and dangled the carrot in front of us for so long to where we think the only way we can get this carrot if we be like him. And the Most High tell us to not do that. Read that again. We're in Deuteronomy 12 and 30. Say, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do. Even so will I do. And this the Israelites, God's people. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be like the other nations, just like in this day and time. That's how you know this book is all about us. Let's get some more, man. We're gonna go up to what was that? 12. We're gonna go up to verse 3 in that same book. And it says, and ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. Ye shall not do so unto the Lord your God, right? So we're going to destroy this place. We're going to destroy, you know what I'm saying, this beast, this devil. You know what I'm saying? It's us, the Israelites, that's going to take him down, right? But let's get back on track with this. Let's get back on track. Now we're gonna go to the book of Psalms. We're gonna go to the book of Psalms, and we're gonna be going to first Psalms 23. And we're gonna be at verse 3. No, I'm Salak, it's 28. Man, I can't even read my own writing. 28 and 3. Salaki. He say, draw me not away with the wicked and the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Remember, I told you this man, you know, his words is, man. Remember his father, who was Satan. You know, he real crafty with words. You know, his words was like music, the most angelic and beautiful voices you can ever hear before he fell from grace. Let's read on. It say, give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Man, the Most High is something else, man. But look at here. So all of us that want to partake in the ways of the heathen, don't you know when it's time for us to roll up on you and pay you and pay them folks, you know, for all what they've done? Say if you taking on their way, maybe we're gonna have to strain you up too. Them chain got to go on your neck too, straight up. You know what I'm saying? I showed y'all that when the Most High say, you know, we're gonna punish us 7 times. For one, he told us not to take on the way that he's here, but we did. You know what I'm saying? So he said, you're going to punish you 7 times over. So let's move right along. Let's go to Psalms 55. Let's go to Psalms 55. And we're going to be in verse 21. And it says, the words of his mouth was smooth than butter, for war was in his heart. His words were soft in all, yet were they drawn swords. And this what it has been with this devil with us. Right? And then even more so now, man, we running and voting for these dudes, man. And you know, these devils, they're not dudes, they devils, they deceivers, they demons. And they tell us, and we fall for the same old lies every 4 years. Yeah, we gonna take care of the black community. We gonna do this. Man, these folks ain't passed the law in our bad. That were to our best interest since we've been here. And the one that did appear to be for our best interest, man, the bait had a hook in it. What we ate had a hook in it, man. It was some type of catch-22, man. For real. Let's read this again. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Cast our burden upon the Lord. That's where we need to turn to the Most High, turn back to the Most High. It said, he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer thee righteous to be moved. So you know, if we didn't repent it, turn back to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Keeping law, commandments, statutes, best, I mean, to the best of our ability, you know what I'm saying? And you know, enduring, you know, and fighting out temptation, you know, praying and fasting, you know, just preparing ourselves for the day of the Lord. That way, you know, when the day of the Lord do come in full fledged, you know what I'm saying? What do he say? Cast our burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer thee righteous to be moved. Never such to suffer the righteous to be moved. Say, but thou, O God, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. So as we can see, man, the Most High got us. We just got to do our part. Come on, it's some more on this here, man. Let's go to Psalm 62. Same book, chapter 62. And we're going to be going to verse 12, the very last one, right? Because these people have not been paid for what they have done. So it has to be a recompense. It has to be. We're going to find this all throughout the book. And we're in Psalm 62 and 12. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to every man according to his work. That's right. According to his work. It's a precept in this here. Let's go see how many we got. We got 3 of Matthew chapter 16, verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. That means Israelite and Gentile alike. So don't think just because you got the blood of Jacob flowing through you, man, you exempt from this thing. No, you got to do your part. Romans chapter 2, verse 6. Who will render to every man according to his deeds? 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 8. Now he that planted and he that watered are one, right? And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. So, man, you know, if you don't, you know, you don't put that work in, man, you know, you're gonna die right along with the heathen, man. But anyway, y'all want to check out this video. It's called The Evil of 1863 That Has Been Erased from American History. Y'all go on YouTube and check that out. And really just, you know, check it out for yourself, man. And hopefully, man, this will give y'all all the right reasons as to why you can or should celebrate the 4th of July. And with that, I'm going to give y'all one last scripture, man. That's that Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. It says, in our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us and that will not save us. And with that, I hope y'all got something to stop celebrating these holidays and turn to God. Shalom.